Hello, and welcome back to Madness Tip of the Day. My name is Skiff. I am one of the two managers at the RCP Community Discord server, and I'm gonna be temporarily replacing Rizko for this vid. Before we start this video properly, let me ask you this. Do you constantly see Madness animators lazily leaving a dropped gun on the floor like this? Or this? It sometimes doesn't make sense. Like, how is a gun balancing on its own? And that is why, in this video, we're gonna be tackling the topic of 3D guns on the floor. And I know that title is stupid, but it works. Looks neat, right? It's not very common to see these types of things, but when you do, it always looks nice and interesting. Now you might be asking, Skiff, but doesn't this take a long time to do? And to that, I say not at all. This is done quick and easy. All you need is a gun and basic knowledge of Flash. And let me explain this shit to you. First, you're gonna need a gun, of course. You can pick one of many guns. It doesn't have to be Crinkles. It doesn't have to be Shoot the Cheeses. It doesn't have to be anything. Just any object or gun that you can find in your dumpster of a file explorer folder. I know that your folder is messy. Don't you lie to me. Alright, let's see. What gun should we use to demonstrate this shit to you? Let's take a good old AK-74U, shall we? Let's make it a symbol so that it's easier for us to manipulate. Alright, let's move on to the next frame. Okay, so we have a standard AK-74U, and we made it into one symbol. And after that, we're gonna add another symbol because we're gonna do something very simple to it. Name it anything you want. But for me, I'm gonna rename it to AK-74U 3D. Alright. So first, add another layer. And then after that, you see the background. I mean, it doesn't really have a background, but it's just a line. But depending on which side of the room it is, since most backgrounds are a single point perspective, if it was over here, it would be more warped to the right, like this. But if it was over here, it would be more warped to the left, and vice versa. Following me here? Alright, let's move on. Okay, like I said, you take this gun, and then, like we did before, we're just gonna put it at the center, so we can just squish it down. Or maybe more to the left, so that we can incline it a bit, so that it looks nice. Okay, we're gonna smush it down until it looks nice, or it looks right, at least. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so we're gonna copy, Control C, and then paste it in place, so Control Shift and V. Then we're gonna move it down a bit. Okay, and then we're gonna go to Object, over here on the right, and then turn the brightness to any percentage, just as long as it's dark. For me, just to demonstrate this video, I'm gonna put it at 100%, and then lock this layer, go to the top layer, and pull out your brush. I'm not spriting the center sprites, but this is what you're gonna do. You see these edges? It doesn't make sense, right? It looks like a shadow instead of it being 3D. We're gonna connect those edges with very thick lines, so that it makes sense. It doesn't look like a shadow. It doesn't have to be too detailed because it's very far away, and if you're gonna criticize someone about details and shit of such a small thing, you can go ahead and leave the community. I mean, not leave the community. Just get out. Just get out, planet Earth. You're just being a dipshit. Okay, I'm just ranting at this point. Okay, so just basically fill in every spot that doesn't make sense. Like any spot that would connect. For example, here, the trigger guard. We're gonna fill it in. Actually, you know what? Let's make the bottom AK a bit brighter so that we can see. Yeah, we can see now. Okay, the trigger guard is a bit dark. Not a bit dark. It's a bit difficult because it's just dark. But all you need to do is just fill it in. It's easy. And here, this is supposed to be a cube, so we're just gonna fill this part in. Doesn't need. I'm just rushing it. It doesn't need to be too nice, you know. No one's gonna look that far, except for maybe Breadman Bob. If you guys don't know him, good. Just kidding. Okay. This AK is actually looking pretty nice, except for this one. I just realized. Hold up. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be hollow. Where is it? Wait, I forgot. Yeah, whatever. It's just there's that, I guess. Basically, just fill in spots that make sense. It's rushed, I know, but it looks 3D, right? Looks 3D. Looks nice, right? Yeah, that's basically it. And then okay, so we're gonna copy this, and oh, this is the background that I made for an animation that I canceled. Just gonna make a new layer, then ooh, okay, so you see the perspective is in the middle here where the floor is, here, specifically here, and this doesn't make sense, right? Yeah, you see this line, it's going more over here instead of and this one is going more to the top, as you can see here. Yeah, that's why you can't just make a sprite sheet of 3D guns, and that you need to make it on the fly. You need to make it on the go as you're making the animation, so that it makes sense, so that it looks a bit dapper, looks neat, and then yeah. I mean, everyone who did this method has made a lot of mistakes when doing this, as they just copy and paste this shit. I mean, this thing, this specific angle would make sense here, about over here or here. Yeah, about over here. Now it makes sense. I mean, that's pretty much that. That's pretty much it. That wraps it up. Once again, my name is Skiff, and this is Madness Tip of the Day. I don't know how many there are. Rizgo never told me the the job description. Anyways, I'll see you lads later, or sooner than you may think. Bye bye.